Hey, this bitch on.
Rolex, cut it up. Rolex, buttercup.
It's time for the hottest radio show and podcast.
I just looked at my wrist, I got time today.
With DJ Pnb. It's time for SHEF Radio. Yes, sir. Welcome in the Starter Here NFR podcast. I am your hostess, flyer than most, DJ Preem in the building, man. Hey, I just want to let y'all know there is no chef special today. I'm going to just kick it off like this. I do got that man, DJ Just 100, coming through, stopping through later on. I just wanted to let y'all know a few things, talk about a couple of things, and then we on to the interview, man. No rap snacks, no none of that today. We're going to do shit just a little bit different, man. And the only reason why, I'm going to tell y'all right now, man, that boy Pnb Rock, of course, everybody knows. Unfortunately, he did end up losing his life. Not in Roscoe's in LA, but ended up getting shot in LA, man. I'm not gonna go through all the details. I did see the video. Pnb Rock was somebody that I, of course, did not know, but I fucked with his music heavily. I never was the type of nigga that, you know, when Nipsey Hussle died, I was like, oh my God, Nipsey, excuse me. And, you know, just, you know, mourning and shit like that because I didn't listen to Nipsey like that. So, RIP to him, but I'd never, the only thing I can do is just, you know, show my respects, but I was never like, oh my God, RIP Nipsey, that was my nigga, I love his music, stuff like that, how a lot of motherfuckers was doing. I wasn't like that because I just didn't, you know, listen to his music. It's not that I didn't like it, it's not that I didn't fuck with it, I just didn't listen to it. And I didn't, you know his story like that. But Pnb Rock, I actually fucking listened to his music. Actually, it's funny because my ex-girlfriend actually put me on to him first. The first ever song I think I heard by him was Questions. And man, I was like, damn, this shit is hard. And Pnb, like, his music really fucking spoke to me, bro. I really fucked with his music heavy, his sound, his vibe, the shit he was talking about in his songs, bro, because it wasn't just about fucking bitches and getting money, you know, the regular bullshit. So it's really fucked up what happened. I'm not doing all that blame game shit that everybody else doing on social media, bro, because at the end of the day, whatever you want to try to blame it on this girl or whoever, bro, this nigga lost his life because he didn't want to give up his fucking chains. Let that shit sink in, bro. This nigga lost his life because somebody tried to rob him and he wasn't going. Like Sauce Walker said, he wasn't going, bro. And they shot him multiple times in the chest. And to see the video, bro, and I was just scrolling past, on Twitter, I was scrolling past, scrolling down my timeline. And to see that shit, number one, it was fucked up that it was even recorded. But to see this man land in a pool of his own blood, his body going into shock, shaking, him basically, I don't know, maybe, I can't say unconscious, bro, because he was moving. But, you know, it's crazy. What I noticed about that shit, whoever did it, it's what I don't understand. This nigga still had his chains on. So, let me get this shit straight. You tried to rob him. He wasn't going. So you shoot him. And you still didn't get the chains? You still didn't get the chains. So you just killed the nigga for saying no to you. For not going. LA is wild, bro. I just talked about the Quando Rondo shit that just happened a couple weeks ago. Sauce Walker shit just happened, a couple days ago. I don't know what the fuck is going on in LA, and even DJ Go said it, but this LA is not the spot to be in right now. It is not the spot to be in right now, bro. I don't know what the fuck just happened with my camera, but yeah, LA is not the spot to be in right now, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fuck is up with you niggas and it's just pointless, bro. It's really pointless, and it's really fucked up because I heard about this shit while I was DJing, and man, it fucked up my whole vibe. And I made sure, of course, not to fuck up the vibe of what I was doing, but bro, my whole vibe was just like I was ready to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've never felt this way over a rapper, over somebody, not even just a rapper, bro. Somebody I don't know. I don't know this man. You know what I'm saying? Don't have no ties to him, none of that shit, bro. But that's how powerful this man's music was to me. To where I don't know this nigga, but his death has affected me. I just hope as a community we can do better, as black people we can do better, bro, because this shit is stupid. And it's not even about like killing, you know what I'm saying, like just showing only, you know, the love for the niggas that died, but even, you know what I'm saying, regular niggas that's getting killed every day, bro. It's just stupid, bro. And I'm gonna say this shit real quick, bro. Fuck that nigga Charleston White, bro. Fuck that stupid ass, lame ass nigga. He's lame as fuck, bro. I'm not feeding into that nigga shit, bro. Like what the fuck he really talking about? He talking about fuck Pnb, bro. How the fuck you gonna say fuck a dead nigga that you don't even fucking know? He admitted, I don't know this nigga, but fuck him. Nigga, you don't know this nigga. You lame. He's talking about, but what about this? But what about that nigga? No. The spotlight on that nigga because of what the fuck happened to him. And yes, it was senseless, nigga. Yeah, I understand about the other shit that goes on an everyday basis, nigga. But you were asked a question about him, and you gonna say fuck him. You don't even know this nigga, man. Fuck you. But yeah, bro, rest in peace to Pnb Rock. It's so funny because I made a tweet back in 2019. I'm about to show you on the screen. I basically said something about T Grizzly's Scriptures and Pnb Rock's Trap Star Turned Pop Star was the best songs of the year, albums of the year. My fault. And I still believe that shit. Nobody had any better albums than them two niggas, Pnb and T Grizzly, that year in 2019. Them shits was crazy. The only person that liked that tweet, Pnb Rock. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's when I make it into the music industry, bro, he was one of the niggas that I wanted to work with, bro. Off the rip. Him, Tory Lanez, T Grizzly. Off the rip, bro. Because I think them niggas musically are actually so fucking good and so fucking underrated, bro. Especially, you know, Pnb and Tory Lanez, bro. Both of them niggas, especially Tory, bro. This nigga is so fucking talented. He can rap, he can sing, he can do it all, bro. And the way he writes it, the way he does his music, this nigga don't even write his music. Nigga literally goes in the studio, freestyles, and goes bar for bar. And then, you know, once he fuck up, he already let me hear that back. And he'll just flow with it, go with it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy because now I can never do that shit. Once I make it, I can't never be like, hey, I want to go make some music with Pnb. And it's fucked up, bro. Over some change that you didn't even get. Over some chains that you didn't even get, bro. Shit's crazy, bro. Again, rest in peace to Pnb Rock. By the way, everybody that wants to be on the show, man, I'm going to let y'all know right now, I appreciate everybody that's supporting the show, that's watching, that's listening, everything, man. If this shit feels amazing. You know what I'm saying? I love that y'all fucking with the show. I mean, I can't really say much more than that, bro. I'm just so fucking grateful for all of y'all that do tune into it. But I will say this. I do this show out of the comfort of my own home. With that being said, I'm not letting everybody into my house. I've only let a select few into my house because, one, I've actually grown a relationship with them or I've had some absolute great vibes from them, bro. What I do want y'all to understand is this is my house. I don't want everybody to know where I live. I don't want everybody to know what I have in my house because niggas is shiesty. You know what I'm saying? I don't want everybody to have my address. I don't want it. Now, I will say this. I am down to do an interview with every single person that asks. I don't care. I would love to do it because that's my whole thing. I'm so fucking big on networking. I would love to do an interview with every person that asks. But what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to share it. I need y'all to share my shit. I need y'all to post my shit. I need y'all to actually fuck with my shit and show other people, because once other people can get shown that shit and I can start making a little bit of bread off of it, I don't even care about, you know, making a stupid amount of profit, because I know that's gonna come. But I need subscribers, I need views, I need all of that shit for me to start actually interviewing more people that I may not know, or, you know, or anything like that, because I'm able to then get pay for a suite month to month, or a lease or whatever, and be able to go ahead and do these interviews out of a suite rather than do it out of the place that I fucking lay my head. So I just want to let y'all know an update on that. Again, this is not like a diss to where I don't want to do interviews with anybody that's asking, because I really haven't responded to many people that have asked. Again, I would love to do interviews with all of y'all. I'm not gonna do interviews with people I don't know out of my own house, and you have my address. So, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all can share my shit, get my shit up there, bro. Start, you know, liking the video, subscribing, watching, shit like that, bro. We gonna get this shit. I don't mind doing an interview with anybody, bro. Anybody. So yeah, bro. But again, no snack wraps today, or snack wraps. No rap snacks today. No chef special, none of that shit. We gonna get straight to this interview because it is a long one. I appreciate my nigga DJ Just 100 for coming through. We about to get straight into this shit. It's Chef Radio. What's good, Chef Radio? It's your boy DJ Preem back at it again with my next guest, the second guest, DJ Just 100. Let them know what's up.
What up, though, man? My name is DJ Just 100. I live here in Houston, but originally from Detroit, Michigan. Glad to be in the podcast, man.
For sure, bro. I appreciate it, man. Speaking of, you know, saying Detroit, you know, I know we was talking a while ago about the Lions. You know what I'm saying? You're a big Lions fan. What you think they're gonna do this year, bro?
I'm gonna play it safe, man. I'm gonna say 8-8.
8-8.
Yeah.
8-8.
Or I guess it's they added an extra game now, right? So
I think so.
Yeah, so maybe like 8-9. You know,
you gotta take another L. You gonna put another dub on them?
You know, I feel like this is a rebuilding year. Unfortunately, while we had a very great offensive line going into the season, they've already gotten hurt, man. So like, I feel like that with the line not being where it should be, there's a chance this could be a rough season. So 8-8 or 8-9, depending upon how many games it is this season. 'Cause I want to say that they took away a preseason game and added
another game to the schedule. Yeah. I think was it 17? I think it's 17.
Okay, it's actually 17 games, but like so 8. Yeah, 8-9.
Y'all got Jared Goff quarterback?
As of right now, we do, man. Which I mean, he threw one pick week 1. He was rushed when he threw it, and the person that was in at right guard. It was his first time playing right guard, and so it's one of them things. Where it's just like, man, if the people who are in there are supposed to be there, there's a chance it wouldn't. You
would have been straight. What was who'd y'all play?
The Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah. Eagles lost by 3.
Damn,
I believe.
Yeah, I remember last year y'all had that heartbreaker with Baltimore. That was like 70 yards. That field goal that Justin Tucker kicked.
I don't remember that, man. Like,
I think it was like a 70-yarder, bro.
I mean, that's par for the course, man. I think that like ever since I might have been like maybe, man, this probably was college. Mm-hmm. It was one of the games we were playing the Packers, but it was like in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And Aaron Rodgers hits like this last second Hail Mary.
the Hail Mary.
Yeah, man. So it's just like, it is what it is, man. Being a Lions fan, but gotta support the home team, man.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, man. I can't even lie, bro. Before Mahomes came to KC, we wasn't shit. We was not shit.
I feel like that y'all had one year like Alex Smith, like he was.
Alex Smith was not taking us nowhere. He's Ryan Tannehill. Bro, he's not taking us nowhere. So we had a couple, you know what I'm saying? We would always make the playoffs. Andy Reid, all that stuff. Yeah, we would always make the playoffs, but we gonna get bounced out in the wild card for sure. So if we made a division, I don't even think we got to a divisional. If we got it to a divisional, bro, we definitely lost that money.
Because who was the quarterback before?
I think
Alex
it was
Smith got there.
I don't know exactly who it was, bro. I remember like Matt Castle, bro, like that type. You know what I'm saying? Like trash.
Yeah. Because there was a while where like I feel like that y'all like this might have been like late like 2000s, like early 2010s.
Defense was always straight.
But y'all, I was like running back core was like really like
Jamal Charles.
There we go. Yeah.
Jamal Charles.
Man. Yeah.
Fucking beast.
Yeah.
Jamal, I fuck with Jamal Charles, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking beast. But we got another dude right now, Isaiah Pacheco, bro. He remind me of Jamal Charles so much, bro. For sure.
I feel like y'all got a good back with Edward Clyde's Alaire though from
Edwards
LSU.
Alaire, yup.
Yeah, man.
I like how they starting to run the ball a lot more too, bro, because that's what I feel like killed us in the AFC Championship. We just didn't run the damn ball.
Gotcha. Was they said like y'all's offensive line is taking like maybe a step back a little bit?
Well, it did in technically in the Super Bowl when we faced Tampa, but that was because we had two offensive line that was hurt. We had one that tore his Achilles at the end of the Buffalo game in the AFC Championship, and I think another one hurt his back. I think it was Eric Fisher, which I believe was the center. And then I think we had either a right tackle or a right guard or left tackle, left guard. I can't remember. But, yeah, no, we got fucking obliterated in that damn Super Bowl. But we back at it this year, man. We with it this year. I can't wait to see what they do tonight, bro.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, man, I know you say you from Detroit. So talk to me about Detroit. What's Detroit like? What's the culture up there?
Man, what's wild? So like I haven't like lived in Detroit since I graduated college in 2011, and like the city's changed like a lot like from there. I would say that they're like two sides to Detroit right now. You know, there's like this quote unquote like this like new Detroit. It's like getting like super like gentrified and stuff. And like I know people from the suburbs are like okay going back, you know, to the city and you know things like that, and like it's cool because you know there's actually just like stuff to do now. Where I feel like when I was like in college, like there wasn't like as many like you know restaurants or bars or just like I don't like kind of just dope shit to do. In the city, and so like there's a lot of that you know where people can actually like vacation in Detroit for like a weekend and like actually like
enjoy it.
You know like there's actually like shit to do. Maybe like during the spring, summer, maybe fall. Like don't go during the winter time
because it's stupid cold.
Yeah. It's too, you know, stupid cold. Like right now, like there's they moved the North American Auto Show from the winter to like right now because it was just so like cold. It was so cold. Yeah. You know, so like there's like the auto shows happening right now. You know, Detroit. So there's like a lot of like fun. But then like there's like obviously like the Detroit that you know maybe some of your favorite Detroit rapper is talking about, right? Like that's
right.
like that's also very much you know a real part of Detroit, man. Like you know like just you know it is what it is, and so you gotta know how to move and you know move and operate and you know. Try not to get scammed on, you know, because I feel like you know that's what you know what they you know we known for, man. We some scammers.
So are you at all like tapped into the music scene in Detroit at all? Yeah.
So I would say like yes, yeah. So I'm pleasure of I'm an engineer for a Detroit rapper.
Okay.
His name is Eastside Eggroll.
Look him up.
Yeah. I would say like definitely one of the best in the city. You know, right now. So that's like, you know, one dude tapped in with pretty heavy. I'm trying to think who else. A lot of other rappers. So this is the thing about Detroit. There's like the mainstream stuff that like a lot of people are like familiar with, but then there's always kind of been like this underground kind of sound that like Detroit's had with like, you know, like on like that, like Slum Village, you know, type of feel, or like a Fat Cat, or, you know, like, you know, Black Milk, people, you know, things like that, right? And so there's like artists that are in like that community that, you know, have connections with. So, but yeah, man, just blessed to be from the city, man. Blessed to be, just from a city that has just a whole bunch of like dope talent, man.
Yeah.
You know. And just a rich like music culture, even like going back to like Motown and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's what's up. I don't know if he's actually from Detroit, but you know who Mac and Cheese is? I think he's from Philly.
Okay.
But he got a song called Detroit Flow with Ice Wear Vezo and Lil Yachty, bro. Oh my God, like the Detroit music, bro. That like the beats and shit, bro. It's just it's hard, bro. It's something I ain't never heard before, bro.
It's the energy. I feel like that from like a DJ like perspective, even from like a producer perspective as well. Like just understanding the power of like the beats per minute and like what that can do as far as like the energy of the song,
right?
You know, so if you listen to a lot of the Detroit, you know, like beats, like especially like I think you hear a lot with like Baby Tron, right? Where like a lot of his BPMs are in like the upper 90s, like even like low like 100s and things like that. Right. And so that's just like more of a just the kind of the energy's just
like got a bounce to it.
It's already there.
Yeah,
you know. Versus like if you were to like kind of slow something down, which I would say I don't know, I would say like the sweet spot for like a lot of like the trap sound is like mid 70s, you know, BPM. And it's just a different type of energy, different type of vibe. So I think that definitely helps out with the sound is just the overall energy.
Yeah, no, for sure. Real quick, how do I even know this man? I met this man at a place called Dynamic Sound, is where he worked. As a DJ, you know what I'm saying, I had to get my lessons in. You know, I wasn't always as good as I am now. You know what I'm saying?
You were pretty dope, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie, man. You're pretty dope. So.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
All right,
there we go.
All right. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't always as good as I am now and shit like that. But bro is a hell of a fucking DJ, bro. Like a hell of a fucking DJ.
Thank you.
And was great at teaching me, you know what I'm saying? Had the patience to teach me, show me the ropes and stuff like that. And on how to be a DJ, even outside of that, how I can, you know, work my mouthpiece on talking to these, you know, whether it's clubs, lounges, networking with what is the name? Promoters, shit like that. Yeah. So when you got here, was like Dynamic Sound, how did Dynamic Sound get on your radar?
Yeah. So what's wild, man, is that like for Dynamic Sound, they got on my radar because like my path is very similar to yours, where I wanted to grow as a DJ, and like I saw that they had like lessons there. And like taking lessons with Curtis, you know, shout out to Curtis over there at Dynamic. That like it just
I got an interview with him coming.
Like kind of skyrocketed like the stuff to like a new level, because I had like a background in music, you know, really, you know, had an ear for the stuff, but just really needed someone to kind of show me the mechanics of it all. And as soon as someone showed me that, I was like, okay, I got the rest.
That's how I feel like I felt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know how I got rhythm. You know what I'm saying? I know how to match, you know, the BPMs and shit like that. It's just how to scratch, what, you know, how to mix in certain shit and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, which I feel like, man, like that's a big part of just like the hip hop culture, in my opinion, is this idea of like someone has this knowledge and like they're passed on to somebody else, and you know, and like with the idea like, you know, take this and like pass it on, you know,
for sure, to
like the next person as well, you know. So hopefully like you'll be teaching, you know, I lessons. Cause I feel like you could already, honestly.
I appreciate it, bro.
But yeah, man. But I think like that's just kind of a part of just how this goes, man. Even going back to like the origins of like, you know, hip hop. So
yeah, okay. By the way, side note, I went to DJ Mega Center.
Oh yeah. Mega DJ Center.
Mega DJ Center. Yeah, for sure. Met Vin. Yes. Yeah. That nigga's Asian. I did not expect that. That's hard though. That's hard. I did not expect that. He was like, Vin, you know, so I was like, all right, bet. Because I went in there because I wanted to give me a backpack because I had a gig that night. I was texting you to let you know I had a gig that night. And I went in there. chopped it up with him. He was letting me know what, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And so I went in there, looked at the backpacks. He was like, yeah, he don't have like the one that you showed me.
Yeah.
He was like, I got the smaller joint. I was like, nah, I need the bigger joint. He was like, go on their website. So later on I went on the website. I found one on Amazon and I found it on their website. But it was like $170, bro. I was like, oh my God.
It's like, it's worth it though.
It looked like it though.
I even had like the pleasure of like I went to the NAMM, which is like a trade show for like music gear. A couple months ago, it was out in Anaheim, and they had a setup there, and so they were showcasing something like they're really really nice ones. You could fit like whole controllers on the bottom.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. So
that's hard.
Yeah, and then like the wires stuff like up top and like it's meant for definitely like traveling, but more than just like a backpack. I mean, so yeah, I mean it's it's worth it. In my opinion, compared to just getting like a computer bag off
or just a regular backpack that ain't gonna fit all your shit. Because that's what I got right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I go to my gigs, bro, my backpack be if I'm doing a gig and I gotta take like my speakers, all of that stuff, my shit be full. Like backpack be stupid heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta take all them cords because I don't know what I may need, what I may not need, man, stuff like that. Yeah. Speaking of that, bro, have you ever gotten to, because I posted this on my Instagram today on my story, you ever got to a gig or something like that and you realized you didn't have a specific cord that you absolutely needed?
Oh, yes.
What you do?
I had to play music off my my iPad for a bit.
Damn.
Yeah. And until my gracious wife was able to bring the cord that I need, and I was able to make stuff pop off, man. Because I think what happened was, this is like around the time I had recently had transitioned to a new MacBook, and it only had the USB-C like hookups. Didn't have just the regular USB. Yeah. And I didn't have the
like
converter. Exactly like that. So I didn't have like the converter, so like I couldn't hook up my controller to my computer. Yeah. So I was like, I'm kind of dead in the water right now, man.
Man, I had bro, I had a gig a couple weeks ago at Crew Lounge. Shout out to Crew Lounge. I went there. This is on me. I went in there. I talked my shit, my mouthpiece. I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, give me this gig, whatever. So he was like, all right, bet. Show up on Tuesday. I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever. So I was like, all right, bet. I show up. I got all my cords, everything that I personally have, because I don't know what you got. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I pull up. He was like, you know how to set up? I was like, yeah. Let me go ahead and set up. So I go up there, getting everything. And you know, I got the older controller, so I don't have all of them, you know, ports and shit like that. So I got, if there's something different, I have to have every adapter. Yeah. So I have every adapter. So I think all he had was female XLR. So I had to plug male XLR cables up to him, but he had two of them. So like one for like a left channel, one for right channel type stuff. So I'm like, all right. So I go up there, I'm plugging everything up. He was like, you got it? I was like, yeah. So I'm looking, I was like, hold up. Is these the cords? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh shit, I ain't got that. But I have my V6, the vocal processor. So I use my male and XLR cables for that. So I was like, and I had my mic too. So I was like, well, I just ain't gonna be able to be on the mic. So I plugged one up, and I was like, oh damn, I need an adapter because my controller don't have, you know, an XLR port. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, all right, let me see what I can do. So I was like, all right, it's a guitar. I looked up Guitar Center real quick. It was like, I think they closed at 9. It was like 8:35, right, like 10 minutes away. I was like, all right. I was like, hey, bro, let me go pick up this cord real quick. He was like, all right, bet. So I go to the Guitar Center, pick up the cord, go back, or the adapter, go back, and then I plug everything up. I'm starting to play, but like the music is not as loud as it should be, and the bass, you know, everything's just not hitting. And I'm like, what the fuck going on? So he turning it up. I'm turning my shit up. I'm like, bro, what's good? You know? And then I finally asked him, I was like, do I need both of these? He was like, yeah. I was like, dog, let me come back next week, dog, because I ain't got it. I ain't got it, dog. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool. It was cool because he was genuine enough to be like, all right, you didn't know. I'll fuck with you. I'll let you come back next week. Because he could have just been like, nigga, I'm not even fucking with you no more. You know what I'm saying? So I have had some times where I'm like, you know, I literally take everything now.
Yeah,
you know,
and those are good people there at Crew, man. One of the co-owners, I went to really all the owners at location are from Detroit. And I went to high school with one of the co-owners, like little sisters, and so
is it
Sean is the name of the guy over there. You might not have
I don't. Him. The only dude that I met is he dark skin. He got a little bit of hair. He got almost hair like mine type.
No, that's not Sean.
I need you to help me tap in with Sean because I'm trying to get another gig up there.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get, but like they fucked with me.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They got a whole bunch of DJs, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I'm trying to tap back in with them.
Yeah, they do. But that whole staff over there, man, like real cool people from the crib.
Yeah.
So fuck everybody over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man, great people over there.
Bet that. Again, shout out to Crew Lounge, man. So I read on your website, man, you know, did my little research on you. That you know what I'm saying, you a bachelor with a bachelor's? No, it's funny. You got a bachelor's degree in music tech from Wayne State.
That's correct.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That education can't nobody take that away from you, bro.
True, man.
That's what's
true.
Up. So for the people out there, somebody like me, where I'm working, I am now in college for music business management.
Word.
I'm also trying to DJ. I'm also doing this damn podcast.
Yeah.
Can you tell me how you possibly balance out your life with stuff like that?
Yeah. I'm still trying to balance out my life. I would say haven't arrived yet. But I would say the thing that helps me the most, or like the days where like I have a schedule, you know, just because like I work for myself, you know, so It's like just having to say, okay, you know, from this hour to that hour, you know, I need to do this, you know, from this hour to that hour I need to do this. You know, kind of bring it back to you know, undergrad, and the same thing with like studying. You know, it's like, you know, it was different from high school where like, you know, I was at the crib and like forced to study. It's like no one's gonna make you go to class, no one's gonna make you study. Like, you know, it kind of is. It is, you know, if you want to, I don't know, pay to get an F. The university will let you pay to get an F.
Bro,
you know,
I've already learned that the hard way my first week. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, I graduated high school, 5 years ago, bro? And I never even thought about going to college at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going for right now for a degree. I'm just going for a certificate to be able to know that I can be able to do this shit. And show people that I can do this shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the business side, because I'm very business oriented and I love just to know everything behind the industry, contracts, publishing, all of that, bro.
Yeah.
So I learned that, ain't nobody here to baby you know, tell you to do your work and nothing like that, bro. Because my first assignment was late. Because I was like, you know, but it was just because, bro, I'm like, I got all of this stuff going on with whether it's DJing, whether it's this, whether it's, you know, something else, bro, that I just got work, whatever. You know, so I definitely understand that part in the scheduling, bro. Like making a schedule, I'm really heavy on that right now about making a specific schedule about what can I do, how much time can I use, you know, doing stuff like that. So that's what's up, bro. That's cool. How was your whole college experience overall?
All right, so I'm not even gonna cap. It was a little while ago, man. I may look young, but I'm actually 33. So,
okay, I did not know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that. I thought you was like, Max, bro. Honestly, I thought you was like 27.
Oh man, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So it was, you know, a little while ago. But the overall college experience, man, it was good for me, man. So like, I'm a product of Detroit Public Schools. The high school I went to, just like most schools in DPS, was predominantly black. Versus while Wayne State is a very diverse university, at the time when I was in the School of Music, it was not very diverse. And so for me, it was interesting because it was just like being around people that I typically wouldn't have have been around, associated with, and them exposing me to like different like just genres of music and new artists and new bands and things like that I never would have like gotten that experience if like my like I don't know circle looked the same in high school as it did in college.
Right.
I would say, so it was just kind of just dope to have that experience. Definitely taught me a foundation that I use to today, especially with engineering, because I'm an auto engineer as well as a DJ, and just even like for production and understanding just like theory, like it's not like something that I have to like go look up. Like I just like I know it because it's just been like ingrained. With just all like the classes and things like that, and so just I don't know, man, just really just thankful for my overall experience at Wayne State.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, because I have no idea, is Wayne State in like Detroit?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's in Detroit, man. Kind of heart of the city. Area's called Midtown, so not too far from like Ford Field, Comerica Park, the new Little Caesars Arena where the Tigers and Red Wings play. Okay. Yeah, man, it's kind of heart of all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. I think that's hella dope. You know what I'm saying? Not only, being going to college or anything like that, bro, but for you to get a bachelor's, bro, as a black person and black man, bro, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And it was, like a lot of classes because it was just it wasn't just music. So like I had to take, all like the like the math classes, like the English classes.
That's what I'm not trying to do.
Like the science classes, like
that's what I'm not
stuff like that. But but it was dope, man. Because like there's one class I remember that like it was a philosophy class I took, but it was like a philosophy of arts. And just like looking at like things from like the aesthetic, like of what makes something art, like what makes art valuable. And I wouldn't say I was like bullshitting in that class, but like I knew that like I don't know, like if I could like all philosophers, like it's kind of all bullshit.
Yeah.
To some extent, it's just like the more that you can like I don't know put a bow on the pieces like shit, like the more better grades you get. So like I did a paper on like just I think it was the value of like why like Lil Wayne is like meant more to music than Beethoven, and like got an A. Although I knew I was like, it's like it's kind of you really can't compare the two. Yeah. I would say that like Beethoven has done like just a lot just for overall music and like the
progression,
things like that. Yeah. So just not to get too deep in like music history, but just like. Even like what he meant moving from like the classical movement into like the romantic movement and things like that. So, but that teacher got it. And I got like just like an A plus and like or a, maybe an A on that paper, something like that. I don't know if it did pluses in college, but A, it was like an A, and so it was stuff like that. Where it's like I'm thankful for that experience. There were some since I did music tech, like there were classes where like I was building like small amplifiers.
That's hard.
Yeah, things like that.
That's
like
hard.
So it was more like electrical engineering classes.
Okay.
Just for the certification. So I would say overall, like I'm thankful because it just made me well rounded.
Yeah, being able to do almost everything basically.
Yeah, and it just taught me too that like if I put my mind to it, like there's nothing I can't do.
That's a fact.
Which helps because like even now that I'm doing something that like I love, there's still kind of growth in like particularly like auto engineering. Like there's always like a mix is never finished to some extent until like you like upload it to whatever platform that you use that as a distributor. But until then it's like it's constantly in work, and so it's always this battle of like how can I make this like sound like how I want to sound in my head. And so there's like growth and work that it takes to even do that.
And that shit, man, making something that you hear in your head actually come to life is so satisfying, but it's so hard to do, bro.
It is.
It's stupid hard to do.
Yeah.
Because even like when it's in your head, bro, you like, bro, this is like this dope. You know it's dope.
Yeah.
But it's like, damn, how the fuck do I get it to actually? How can I get other people to hear it?
Yeah,
you know
facts,
what I'm saying, to
facts.
actually come out. So yeah, bro, I feel like I have one song that I don't even know. I don't know if I've made it yet or not. But there's this one song that I will periodically hear in my dream, and I will never remember it when I wake up, ever. Like it will, whatever, I'll have just a random ass dream or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I will hear it. I will either be playing that song for somebody, or I'll hear it on the radio, or something will happen in my dream to where I'm able to hear the song. But when I wake up, bro, I don't even remember it. I don't know if it's something that I've already created. I don't know if it's something that needs to be created by me. But I get that process of like, it's hard to actually bring that creation that you can only hear to life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but once you like, and this is one thing that like I'm happy that I'm been putting in the time to like study, is that like now that I understand, like, okay, this is, if I'm hearing this sound, right, this is like a plugin I may need to use to like achieve the sound, because like, I need, it just may need a little more reverb to achieve like the effect in my head, but it just needs like a specific type of reverb,
right?
And knowing that, and knowing like, okay, if I'm using reverb, I know I gotta maybe do a little bit of EQ before I put the reverb, into like my into like my chain and stuff. And so it's like things like that, not to get like like super technical for like the audience and stuff, but just knowing like how to like engineer is how like what I can make in my head like kind of come out. And yeah,
no, I get you on that. Real quick question, bro, are you cold?
No, I'm good, man.
Okay,
I'm good. Yeah.
Are you influenced by anybody in the industry? Whether it be a producer, artist, DJ, anything like that?
Yeah, I would say like tons, man. As far as like producers, I would say always and forever, Jay Dilla. I would say for me, like, that's like the North Star.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I can like, I don't know, like, yeah, like that's no, like the North Star. Other producers, Knife Wonder, definitely killing it. Always been a fan of him. Alchemist, Harry Fraud. Trying to see who else. I mean, I would say obviously Hit Boy.
Ooh.
As far as like kind of pivoting to like a different sound.
Yeah.
Because I would say all those producers are like in maybe kind of like one kind of camp of
like style of music.
Yeah. Where like, and I think the thing about Hit Boy is that like he's so versatile that he can like he can really do it all. Like if he wanted to do like an Alchemist type beat, he could, yeah, man, it's just like, yeah. So I would say him. It's probably like the top ones right now. Engineers. There's actually one engineer I had the pleasure of meeting when I was out there at that music trade show. He's actually one of Kanye's engineers.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
His name is Irko. Even got a chance to go to his studio. Like he just did
That's
a post
hard.
to him like putting another like platinum plaque and like another gold plaque on his wall. Like
That's
but just like the most like nice down to earth
yeah
guy there is, man. Irko. And what's crazy is that like it's not like a regular Joe Smo artist can't get their stuff mixed by him. You have to get in line,
right, of course,
with the celebrities, but like he will eventually mix your stuff.
That's
I'm not
hard.
sure how much it costs, but he'll
right.
he'll mix it,
Yeah.
and like that stuff like really matters. And what's crazy is that like he has the plaques all around the wall to say like
this what I do.
And so Irko, man. So I would say he's one. Guru, that would be like another engineer I look up to. So that's like Jay-Z's engineer.
Okay.
Just I mean like that dude just knows his stuff. I mean, like the first thing that he does when he gets like a new piece of gear, a new plug-in, he goes right for the manual. And just like is reading the manual, to try to like really understand. And it's just like, man, the first thing I want to do is like get in there and start, like messing with, like,
and that's
like
what
stuff.
I do, bro. Like, when, what I'm saying, whenever I get some new gear or something like that, bro, I don't read the manual. I literally just I plug it up and I just start playing with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but people like that, as I don't know, like as a mentor from like far away, it's like, okay, like this, like if this is like what like the top dogs are doing, then it's just like, all right, I need to do a better job of reading my manuals as well.
No, it's funny because even with the V6, bro, I had to, of course, it's a vocal processor, but I went on, because I was using it, of course, as everybody know, I use it for auto-tune. So, but I didn't know that there was so much more shit that you can do with it, bro. Like, I went on YouTube and found a couple videos, and I was like, it do this? Hold up. You know what I'm saying? It do this, it do that. I'm like, damn, okay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it was worth $350 because I'm like, $350 for auto-tune, bro. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Just to be a little creative, but
I felt the same way about my my MPC that I used to like produce on, because like, because the I don't know, the OGs that like I fuck with, they use MPCs, but they're using the older ones that doesn't have all like the new technology and stuff. I'm only using it for like the older purposes. There's a whole like level of like
different
technology
side of it,
that is just like, oh shit, maybe like I need to like fuck with like all the bells and whistles that this comes with.
They come on it,
and so doing a little bit more with that, now, and kind of just thinking outside the box. Because I always say the last thing about like production is, like when you can like master whatever program you're using to record, whether it's like, Fruity Loops or like MPC. Some people do Ableton, some people do, do Logic, some people, even do Pro Tools to make beats.
Right.
But once you've like really mastered that, I feel like that's when like you're fully in control.
Yeah.
That what to know what to do. Like you could put Dr. Dre behind an SSL, like mixing console. And he knows that motherfucker like the back of his hand, and can make it sound like probably no one else can, because it's just like he knows like each and every inch of that thing. So it's just like as producers and engineers, as DJs, like we need to know everything about about our gear to get the most out of it, especially in this day and age where it's so easy to like get by, like, let's say from the DJ perspective, right? Get by using the sync button,
right?
Which for the audience, like, beat matching is really what I would say, like, kind of what we would consider DJing is all about, right? You have song A that's at 80 BPM, right? But you may have song B you're trying to mix in that might be at 85 BPM. You can't just press play on both of them,
right?
It would sound like a train wreck, and so you have to make you have to make the beats per minute like sound the same. And so there's a ways you can do it. There's the old school way, which going back to the actual turntables. There's a little tempo, little fader or slider on it, and you can use that to dial in the like the exact tempo. Or for the new stuff, there's a little button you can hit.
You just press
sync, and it does it like that for you,
bro. And I never use sync. I have it on mine. I don't ever use it.
I haven't used it as well. Like I've seen some DJs use it where like they may be doing like drastic like BPM changes, and they don't want to necessarily do you get the shift, and you can do like the note thing to kind of because they may want to keep it in the same like plus or minus 8. And so then it's like, okay, I get it. It's like you ran out of room. So you gotta do it this other type of way, which is fine. But it's just like if you're using sync to and the songs are just like 2 or 3 BPMs away, it's just like,
bro, just change it. Just use the slider, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know. So
like I said, bro, I don't ever use it.
yeah, so it's even like that with like engineering, where it's just like, and I would say I use templates, I use presets. There's nothing wrong with templates. There's nothing wrong with presets, but a lot of that is meant to be a time saver because it's like a starting point, and then you're supposed to go in and then make your little tweaks and adjustments and things like that based upon like the performance. But if I'm just like not looking at something and just kind of like, I don't know, trying to make it work, it's like it's not gonna sound as good as if I, like knew what was happening in the template and like knew what each part of like the chain in the template was doing. And so it's just about like kind of taking that little extra step, I would say, of really like trying to focus in, man, really trying to be the expert.
I like what you said about us as either DJs, producers, just really diving more into the craft, bro. Going behind, just the what you have in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because me as an artist, bro, just being in these classes that I'm taking, I'm learning so much more shit that I thought I may have known about the industry and what goes on, even just how to put out a record. Just putting out a record, bro. I realized, number one, I'm not putting out no more records until it's all copyrighted, because I have a copyright class, and it's crazy. It's so crazy how you can have an idea, I not know you at all, and then I have an idea, and our ideas sound the same, but you put yours out first, you copyrighted yours, and then I put mine out, and you heard mine, and you can sue me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may not win it because I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same fact, in the same case, it's like, bro, you have to make sure your music and stuff like that is definitely protected. And then just knowing, the stuff behind the scenes of the industry, when it comes to publishing, when it comes to, these labels and stuff like that. Like, if you are an artist, do your research for sure, because it will help you so much in the long run. Instead of just putting music out on SoundCloud and stuff like that. Because I even asked my professor, I'm like, so, when I put my music out on DistroKid or TuneCore or whatever, United Masters, whatever you use to put your music out on SoundCloud or Apple Music, Spotify, is it not copyrighted in there? It's not. These platforms, they automatically assume that you copyrighted it yourself. It's $65 to copyright a song. You know what I'm saying? It's not that much money. Or whatever, you can actually copyright a whole album if you want to. Of course, it does cost a little bit more. You just got to go to copyright administration. But yeah, man, it's just, I've been just learning so much about protecting the music, these labels, and just so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes that don't nobody really focus on. Another thing too, the streaming services, oh my God, they winning, but we losing as artists. Because you telling me I can sell on your streaming service 1 million copies and you just pay me $1,500? That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts to me. Like, you get paid less than half a cent per stream.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, which the only people that are making money off of streams are just the high kind of profile,
right?
Like artists and. I think that if artists know that, you almost gotta feel like you gotta know your lane. Yeah. I know some independent artists, and they prefer pushing their stuff on Bandcamp more than they do pushing their stuff on these larger platforms.
What's Bandcamp?
So Bandcamp, it's another it's almost like trying to think what would be a good way to describe it, like iTunes and Apple Music, in that if you just want to go on and just kind of stream songs, you could do that. But if you actually want to buy one, you can do it as well. Now streaming it ideally is not like Apple Music, because it's actually off their website and things like that. So it's not okay. I don't know. It's ideally you would want to use Bandcamp to purchase music.
I got you.
Then just streaming on there.
I got you.
And it So anyway, so Bandcamp, that's one I know a lot of artists use, because if you're like aren't signed to a major yet and trying to get there, the biggest thing the artists need to do or be concerned about is like growing like their fan base. Yeah. You know, like getting, if they do want to choose like the streaming services, like getting their streams up, and there's ways to do that, you know, from, you know, different playlists that you can, you know, try to get your songs put on. But it's just to really do whatever you can to grow your fan base, so that whenever if you want to rock with a label, that you can present your case of like, look, I have all my ducks in a row here. Right. You know, like all I need you to do is just like throw a little gasoline in this fire. Yeah. You know, and we can even really like co-publishing deals, stuff like that, to where you don't have to, if you necessarily, you don't have to sign a deal that, you know, you fucked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Which even with like the, you know, like the notorious like 360s and stuff, depending upon like if the artist is getting good percentages, I think that like 360s don't necessarily, like, they're not as bad as what people think they are. Yeah, think they are, because what the label is doing, like, people don't understand. I think the majority of people don't understand the power that these labels have. No, for real. You know, so, you know, for those of you who don't know, for the most part, there are only 3 players in the music industry, or three main players in the music industry. Is Warner, is Universal, and Sony. Yep, that's it. And you then know, they have they underlines the Epic Records, you know, Capitol, all that, you know. Yep. And so if you understand that there are 3 companies that are making the decisions for what we listen to, yep, you will understand, like, okay, they have some power, they have some clout, like they have some relationships, and so you can leverage that. Yep. As an artist, right? You want to leverage that and get every type of deal that's not related to music as possible, right, that you can get through the label. And because it's like, you want to get in movies, they can help you get in movies. If you want to, you know, build some of these other brands and get these other advertisements, things like that, like, they can do all that for you. And going back to the streams and things like that, like, the reason why that check is so little for all those streams is that, like, to us as like smaller artists, like that's a ton of streams. Yeah. Yep. But for a label, it's like that's nothing for them. Nope. It's like they have the relationships to get those songs on the correct playlist, yep, to get the right placements and all that. You know, it's just like, so much, you know, money. They can make sure that these songs are getting in, you know, the new NBA 2K. They can make sure, you know, yep, you know, and so, yep, it's just like Madden, all of that, bro. You know, versus if you try and do it your own route, it's just like you may not have access to that. Because how the business works is that, like, for the people who are really connected, you need someone to, like, introduce you. Then you need somebody to like say, okay, that, like, this dude's okay, right? You know, because the real players, until like they see that you know, you get, like, they're not gonna want to touch you. And so that's where, like, the label comes in. Mm-hmm. And so what they're saying is that, like, you know, for us providing all these services, we gonna need to eat off of really everything that you're doing. Yep. But it's just like, you know, would you rather have potentially like 100% of a smaller pie, or, like, you know, like 25-30% of a pie that, like, you know, can barely fit into this, you know, like this space. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And so it's just like, you got to think of, like, volume, not necessarily just percent, you know? Yep. And so it's just like, but this is when it comes to, like, you got to know the deal. Like, you got to be able to know, if you're doing a 360, what stuff can you say? Nah, you can't touch that, you know? Yep. But, like, you can maybe touch this, you know? Yep. If you already, as an artist, if you already have a good, like, merch history, especially with your fan base, you can say, like, I don't need y'all. I don't need you. I don't. Yeah. You know. So no, I'm not gonna give you merch. And they'll, you know, like, a decent label, like, they'll back down from that, though. Yeah. You know, but you have to at least know, okay, where is in the contract? All right, and how can, you know, talking over with your lawyer, which at this point, if you're signing a deal with a label, you should have an attorney. Of course. You know,
of course. I hate that, bro. I have a sister who's gonna be on the next podcast, bro.
Okay.
She's an entertainment lawyer.
Word. Okay, that's what's
So
up.
she does all the paperwork for any movie. The biggest movie she's done is Batman versus Superman.
Word.
But most of the movies that she works on, she is the lawyer. She's the executive producer for the number one movie on BET Plus right now is North of the 10. Yeah. She is the executive producer, but also the lawyer behind everything that they did with that movie. That's dope. Know what I'm saying? So you need to have that person to be able to read over your contracts, look at all the stuff. And somebody that I read about that I was like, damn, he really did all this. Lil Nas X, when he created Old Town Road, that was all him. That was SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? And then once he got it out there, labels was hitting him up like, hey, we want to sign you, stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, it's going to be like this, and this. And they was like, well, nah, we don't really, then I'm not signing. You know what I'm saying? He had the leverage to be like, I got the number one song in the world right now.
Yeah.
In the world. Yeah. You want this song. Either I keep the song, keep the masters, you make no money off of this. We can sign a deal. Give me an advance. We can make I do however many albums, or we can do it this way. I'll sell you the song. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So as an artist, man, when you if you get that call or whatever, you step in that room, you need to, number one, have you a lawyer, have you somebody that's going to be on your back, your back, that's going to help you out, that's looking out for you, and you need to know what type of leverage you have.
Yeah. What's wild is that there's some of the majors won't even take artists on if they don't have like their team together. And I know this firsthand talking to artists. I'm not going to say their name or anything like that. But they had a deal on the table that wasn't able to get done because the label pulled back when they were like, this person doesn't have an attorney, this person doesn't have their own like manager, crazy, like this person doesn't have like a booking agent, because their whole thing is that they want to see a return on investment
exactly as
quick as possible.
They don't want to lose. The artists that are complaining about their labels and stuff like that, the label at first, when they first signed you, they didn't want to lose out on their money. They don't actually try to necessarily fuck you over. They actually want a return on these investments, which is most likely your advance or whatever. So if they give you $1 million advance and you go buy whatever you want to go buy with it, and then
that's the issue right there.
You know what I'm saying? You go buy you a chain, you go buy you a car, you go buy you a house. Yeah, I understand you may need some of that stuff, but you don't necessarily need a Ferrari. No, you don't need a Lambo. Yeah. You don't need a $2-3 million house. You don't need nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, some of these labels, when you ready to go to the studio, you paying for that time. You know what I'm saying? Some of them
that's come out the advance.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You paying for that time. Yeah. So then whenever you done with with album 2 or 3 or whatever, and then you only made $200,000 or $300,000 back out of that $1 million that they gave you, now you like, I'm broke, I need some more money, and they like, well, we still ain't got our money back from what we gave you.
You're not recouped yet.
You haven't recouped.
Yeah.
And then you start complaining on social media and you do all of this other stuff, and then the label like, okay, you know what? I'll give you some more money. You want some more money? I'll give you some more money. Here's another $500,000. Yeah. And then you go make another one. You go make another album or whatever, and then you broke again, and then you like this is a repeated cycle, bro.
Yeah. And I think what it is, man, is that like a lot of artists don't see themselves as like businesses, right?
No.
DJs don't see themselves as businesses. No. Engineers, we don't see ourselves as like art, like I'm a business, and if I'm a business and I'm trying to be the head of my own business, I at least need to understand like the business I'm getting into and how everything operates, right? And so you have these artists that aren't understanding what advances actually mean.
Exactly.
And like, granted, you don't have to pay this back unless some record label trying to be extra shiesty with you. Yeah. You know, so it's on the label. If it's a loss on label, it's lost on the label. It's just knowing that like this is all you're going to see until you're fully recouped.
Yeah.
And if you knew the hole that you potentially were digging
exactly, bro.
with this advance, you would know, okay, man, it's gonna take a while for me to be recouped. So, I gotta stretch this. I gotta stretch this shit out.
The whole contract,
type. Because like I don't know when I'm getting paid again. Like this song actually like a lot of work has to go into an artist being fully recouped.
That's a fact.
And even at fully recouped, that just means that like now you can start earning whatever percentage.
Yeah, because you ain't got no profit, you know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I'm saying? You made it back to one, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't getting no profit.
So now it's like, now that you're fully recouped, now the 25% kicks in.
Exactly.
And so it's just like, I think if a lot of artists saw that, they would be like, oh, okay. Right? So maybe I need to wait till I'm fully recouped before I go to Johnny Dang. And it's nothing wrong going to Johnny Dang,
bro.
Right? I feel like we all want to go there one day, but it's just like
that nigga live here.
Yeah.
I did not know That's crazy.
Yeah, and so he's out, he be out and about too.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
And, so it's just like, go there, but go there after you're fully recouped, right? Because that's when you actually have made money. Like that advance is almost like, I don't know, like you can almost see it as like the label is saying we value you as an artist, right? At least this is how I see it. Yeah. We value as an artist. We know that we want to have your main thing that you only are worrying about is delivering this album.
Right.
So here's everything that you need to live for the next, like year, maybe year and a half until you're fully recouped. And if one understands that, you can make that work. Like if someone walked up to me and said, all right, here's $200K, make this shit last for 2 years. I can make that shit last
2 years, bro.
2 years. Or a year and a half. It's just like, okay, like this is a fair deal, but it's just like you gotta understand and like live within like your means. And unfortunately, like that's just not the game of hip hop. And I feel like that
the culture,
like once you understand like how the contracts work, and even because most of these artists aren't signing 1 or 2 album deals, right?
Right.
It's like they may be like 4, a 3 with like 4. An option for doing 4 or 5, right?
Yep.
And even like, artists don't understand what when options and stuff like that means, right?
Exactly.
Or, so you feel like I'm only good for 3, and it's like no, you really on the hook for like a lot more. Yep. But they don't understand that like, especially with advances, right? Do like a quick little, like a little bit of math, because a lot of people that they don't understand,
right?
This is how like the business works, right? So if they advanced you, let's say like 100,000 on the first album, right? And the album only made, let's say, 80,000, you are 20,000 unrecouped, right? You're 20,000 whole, right? Then for album 2, let's say that they decide to give you another 100,000, right?
Yep.
But let's say, for instance, for this one, that you actually made 120 off the first album. A lot of people don't understand that because this person is still unrecouped off that first one, right? That the money that they made on top of that is going back to take care of the first one.
Yep.
And so you can have a successful album and still walk away with nothing because you still got to pay back what you owe the first one.
Yep, bro.
And like this is the business, right? And it's not like this is like hidden in a book somewhere in some library where like motherfuckers can't like don't have access to this shit.
Right.
It's just like, dog, just fucking read.
Yeah.
Like you just read.
Yeah.
Like you can save yourself some headaches because you understand. Like this is just
what
like,
you getting yourself into.
This is how it works, right? And if you know how to play the game, that you would understand. Okay, like number one, got to have a budget. So having a business manager separate from and unlike a legit business manager, not like the shiesty ass, like homie or whatever like that, right? Who may end up like I don't know, like getting you, I don't know, on some like Wesley Snipes type time, right? Like have a legit business manager, right? Who can like help you with things like a monthly budget, right? Who can say, all right, you can maybe afford the new car now. Maybe you can't afford the new car now, right? They're like, this is what this motherfucker's job is, to make sure that like, you can make it, and your kids can make it, and your grandkids gonna make it. Like this is gonna be some generational wealth. Is what it should like. it should be this way.
Right.
And I feel like the artists, like, all they got to do is, like, make the system work to their advantage.
Yep.
Instead of it working against them.
Yep.
And so gotta hope, man, that, like, artists, like, they gonna learn eventually. I would say, they gonna learn eventually.
Yeah. Cause I see, I've heard before I like really dove deep into, the labels and how everything worked, man. I was like, man, I'm never signing to a label, bro. That's crazy. Like they really be fucking niggas over and this and that and this and that. And I really dive deep into it. I'm like, no, you niggas be fucking yourself over. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is, bro. Because you don't know how it works.
Yeah.
And it's really not even that hard, bro. Yeah. And it's really not.
And I think that if they understand that, like any business, right? Like I can't just decide to like go into like I want to start a cookie delivery service tomorrow, right? I just can't decide I'm gonna do that.
You gotta do your research. What cookie selling? You know what I'm saying? How to do you gotta do your research, dog.
And I would say that like most black entrepreneurs understand that with like other like business avenues, but for music, it's just like we just gonna throw caution to the wind here, right? Or just kind of blame it all on the system, all this and all that. It's just like, no, like there's a legit way to go about like getting paid. And I feel like another thing too that like at least for me, right, when it comes to all my business, that like I'm into, the goal for me is just like I'm just trying to make just enough just to like be comfortable. Yeah. Right? I don't need like the extras like if that shit come, it comes. It come with it. Come with it, bro. I'm gonna take it, but I'm not gonna be like beating myself up or thinking I'm not as successful as the next guy when all my bills are paid. When like I can like take vacations when when I want to take vacations, do what I want to do. I want to move. Like I may not have the biggest house, I may not have the biggest car, things like that. But it's just like, I own my shit. Yeah,
I'm straight with what I got.
And so things like that, I feel like that it puts success in a way that is more like realistic and tangible. Where it's just like I can say like I'm not successful because or I know I've reached success when I've this and this, and it's just like this isn't some unrealistic pipe dream. Yeah, but just like that's the goal. And then even having like, okay, these are the steps to get to said goal. I would say, like helps out a whole bunch. And rappers can do the same thing for their careers if they just understand like, hey, this is how the game works. Like most of these rappers don't even understand that you can be an independent artist, damn near like a bedroom rapper. And if you understand how the system works right now, you can get people flying you out for performances. Right? Yeah. It may be like some small like strawberry festival,
it's better than none.
Middle of nowhere, but it's just like that's on your resume though, right? Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people understand is that like the dope, like the more dope your resume is, right? Mm-hmm. The better chance you are of being able to get that type of gig and deal that you want. But it's gonna take you got to play the smaller shows first. Yep. You got to play the smaller venues first. That's a fact. There may not be anyone at your shows at first. And if you look at artists like, you look at the documentary like on Travis Scott, right? Same thing, right? You look at artists. I think maybe a couple weeks ago, a video of like Lil Baby was trending when he first started off, and like it was weird. Some weird OG came up and like put like a 20 in his hand or some shit like that. It was really odd, man. But it's just like still empty show, right? Small ass bar, but it's just like if you have even just a part-time booking agent, right? They can get you gigs and begin to grow like your fan base, like. Yep. Like the notion that you can just like upload a song, and there's nothing wrong with using like one of the providers like a DistroKid or something like that you can upload it, and then just like in a week it's gonna be you're gonna be getting more listens than Drake, right? That's a fact. Like that's not realistic. You can eventually get there, but it's gonna take time, And I feel like the more people understand that, more people have a game plan for stuff, the more they can be prepared. and then like actually reach goals. It's not, this music business isn't different from any other type of business. Like you have to have a plan. You have to have steps.
That's what I believe a lot of people don't understand. It's a business. It's a business, dog. How long actually have you been DJing? How long have you been producing?
Yeah, so DJing, it has been, I think I started, actually it hasn't been that long, man. It was like maybe like right before the pandemic hit. Right before the pandemic hit.
You've been putting work in there.
Yeah. So I would say this. When it comes to like DJing, it was one of them things where like I literally is something that I wanted to do for like the longest time. Like in my mind, like I mean, like had like playlists for days, you know, and like on my phone and things like that. And just let like fear, like I would say, stop me from pursuing it sooner. And it's crazy because it's just like I feel like for all of us, right, we all have these natural gifts and talents. And that when we could potentially like push past like the fear, right, and like tap into like these natural God-given talents, is where like you can really start to bless people, right? When you can really be, you know, like start to see, man, okay, this is what I was meant to be doing, you know. And for me, like that was music. So like I said, I got my undergrad degree, you know, like in music technology. And then like once I graduated, kind of life came at me and had to do other jobs and just to, you know, like put food on the table,
right?
You know, like type of stuff.
Yep.
You know, got married fairly young, you know, at I think it was 24.
Okay.
You know, so like had to hold it down. And music kind of just took a back seat. And so finally I was like, yo, man, like enough is enough.
Right.
You know, like this is something that like I've been meaning to like to really do, and I'm going to like invest in it. And it really has been an investment. Like it's not just something that you can just like wake up one day and say like, oh, I want to be a DJ. It's like if you are really like trying to do this shit, like once you pick it up,
you ain't letting it go.
You know?
You ain't letting it go.
Unless you're not really serious about it. You know, and so for me, I think what was helpful with the pandemic was I was working from home. I was working at Rice University at the time, and was blessed enough to work from home. And the job was chill enough where I just had like these long ass breaks where like I didn't have a whole bunch of work like that. Yeah. And so with all the downtime, I was like, let me, you know, like not just be on my PlayStation all day. Let me
get to cooking.
You know, like watch Tiger King, you know, whatever, you know, what fucking was doing at the beginning of the pandemic. But I was like, nah, man, like let me put this fucking work in, and just begin to, you know, like get at it. And like, what's crazy is that like I have friends that like I used to send some of like my beginning mixes to, you know, like when I you know like first start doing it, and they even began to say like and notice, okay, like there's been a change here. It was almost like better. Okay,
same here,
you
bro.
know. And then like I said, went like started taking the lessons, and that took it to a whole nother level. And really, when it came to DJing, like at least in Houston, there was a spot, and I'm so sad, man. The spot is closed down. But it was called Vino Lounge. Owner, you know, J-Dub, man. Shout out to J-Dub. Was the first person.
Was it on Richmond?
No, this one was it was in like Third Ward, so off of Pierce. Okay. Not too far from like the spot Edo. It was like right around the corner from the spot Edo. But was on a date night with my wife. We fucking go there because it was like a black owned, like they had like a lot of wine. So it was like being on like wine lounge. So they, you know, they specialized. That was like their main thing. And so, you know, me and my wife, we like to drink wine. So we went there after a date night. And I don't know how I connected with the owner originally, but I've been sending him some mixes. He was fucking with it. And, you know, he was happy that like I came through. All of a sudden he's just like, let me see what you could do real quick. And so he kind of did the unthinkable, which is like he asked the DJ who was up there spinning to like, hey, like watch out real quick. And shout out to like that DJ, man, like, cause that DJ is a homie, and he actually has probably the best vegan pizza that you can like have in the like in the city. So shout out, DJ Meek. Shout out Meek's Vegan Pizza. But Meek was, like, I guess meek enough, pun intended, to like step aside for a second and like let me get behind the tables. Fucking rest is history. And this is crazy because like hard. As a DJ, that's right? Hard. I did not know what this man's library was looking like.
Right, because that's not your computer.
Not my computer, right? Now, he was working on just the house controller. So, the house controller sometimes is not always in like the most tip top of shape, and so to having like, just a new controller, like at that I was okay, but like had to like make that shit do, like what it do. And what's crazy is that, like, I was rocking it so well, he was like, all right, now let me hear you do some West Coast. So I had to like hurry up, try to find West Coast song. Bring the motherfucker in, right? And so you start, and so he was just like, I got off. He was like, look, and I would say as creators, probably some of the like the best compliments I would say, at least for me, that I can get, and I've heard other creators say they can get as well, is when someone actually like sees and like values the art, right? When they're just like, like what you did right there, when you.
Especially when they notice like the little shit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just like, yo, you was actually paying attention here. Yeah. And they actually believe in you. And so he started telling me, it was like, and he knows a lot of DJs too. He knows a lot of DJs. Owner of this place knows a lot of DJs. And there's a lot of great DJs in the city. But he was like, they can't mix like you, man. He was like, I don't know what it is. He was like, they can't mix like you.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie, like, the way you was teaching me and the way you do DJ, bro, I never would have thought that you just started this shit a couple years ago, bro. It seemed like how you are able to do this shit, you've been doing this shit for years.
Yeah, thanks, appreciate that, man.
You know what
like
I'm saying?
I said, like it was really like everything is just really just been about just learning like the mechanics of stuff, because I've and I don't like bragging on myself and shit like that, but like everything's been like, it's been up here just because like I really love music. I didn't become a DJ for to fuck bottle girls. I didn't become I didn't become a DJ to get free hookah. I didn't become a DJ to get free drinks, right?
Right.
I didn't become a DJ to like get to X amount of followers on social media. I low-key, I fucking hate social media, but I have to use it for work.
Too, bro.
Gotta use it for
work. I have to do it for this, bro.
You have to do it for work, So it's just like me, for me, I know I made it as a side where like I have somebody who can manage my social media for me. Where it's just like, it's like once I can pass that off, I'm good. I'm good now. I'm good. But it's just like I did it because like I genuinely like love music, because music is something that is powerful, right? The right song can come on, and it instantly can like transport you back in time to, like that college party, where like such and such was like
fever type,
like all that, right? Is that like that? And this is like the thing, at least about good music, is like that shit stick to your rib. It's just like, man. And like, there's a reason why like the classics are the classics. I want to say like yesterday they were celebrating, I forgot what year anniversary was, but of Nas's Illmatic album. Okay. And some things is just like, man, when I think of like just classic like rap albums, like that definitely is like like on the list of like like no skips. Every song is like a banger. In it, its own right. Lyrically, like Nas is like handling business. Yep. And so it's just like that's why I became a DJ. Right. Right. It's so that I can like, I don't know, like put on you know, a Nas song, you know, like a Who's World or something like that on the album, and just kind of just like fucking like hear it from like the loudspeakers and just like vibe out to that shit, you know, and then maybe like find like a fire ass like, you know, Tribe Called Quest song to like hit that motherfucker right behind, you know. And so it's just like just being a lover of music, understanding just the history of it, you know. I would say I've always loved history. I love the history of hip hop. Like I wish that there was like more like documentaries and more, you know, interviews and things like that, because hip hop rap is still young enough where you can go. Like I could, if I was able to sit down with a Grandmaster Flash, right, I could, right, you could have him on your podcast. You know, this is a person who has like created the technique that we all use, you know, so it's almost like that person is still there. And I would say for other genres, you can't just, you know, I don't know, like go for, you know, like let's say for instance jazz or something like that, and say like, okay, who is the, you know, innovator of this technique? It's like this person's been dead for you know, a long ass time, you know. And so it's just like, you know, hip hop is still very like still young compared to you know, other genres, you know. And so yeah, man, it's just like knowing that, like being like a lover of that, I feel like it was just like I just needed to have somebody say, all right, this is, you know, what this button does in the controller. This is what this does on the controller. This is how you can do this. And like once it was out, I was like, I'm like, it's you know, magic time now, man. And so yeah, man, it's been a blessing. What really made me get into DJing was I wanted to really get into production, but I knew that like I could make money quicker doing DJing work than production work. It's because like it really takes a while to make money off of beats. I feel like most producers knew that. They
Probably wouldn't do this shit.
Probably wouldn't.
Probably wouldn't do this shit.
Probably wouldn't do it because it's like you go back to like the streams and stuff like that, right? So it's like if the artist, this is how contracts work, people, right? That, you know, from at least as a producer, like I'm getting paid like a lot of times, like upfront out of like the artist advance, right? And then whatever percentage I'm owed, which potentially could be like, you know, couple points, maybe, you know, maybe 3-4 points. I can't get that until like they're recouped. Yeah. What is nice though is that, if I'm not mistaken, for most producers, the amount is backdated to like the first sale, and not like the moment of recoup. Whereas the artist, their percentage doesn't start kicking in until they're fully recouped.
Do you think that producing helped you become a better DJ?
Actually, I feel like it was the other way around. So that was the second thing that also made me wanted to get into DJing, is that I started making a list of some of my other favorite producers, which now I'm thinking about. So like people like Dr. Dre, you know, people like I already said, you know, Dilla, I already said, you know, Mike Wonder, you know, people like who's the other person I was just gonna name? People like RZA from Wu-Tang Clan, right? You know, DJ as well. And so it's just like, all right, there has to be something to this, right? If that like all my favorite producers are DJs, there has to be something about being a DJ that gives you a slight advantage, I would almost say, over the producers who don't. And I think for me, it's just like, if you're a great DJ, it means that you're a great listener. Yeah. And if you're a great listener, and this whole thing about music, right? It's like anything, right? That like energy can't be like created or destroyed, right? Is that like to some extent, like music is going to always influence other music. Of course, how it is. Now, I'm not even talking about sampling per se, but I'm talking about you can hear a song and it gives you this emotion, and then this songwriter goes off and like does something, right? And so just knowing like that's how music works is like I get a chance just to listen to all this music and get inspired by all this music, and I can like create music. Or even from like just the technical side, right? Like there is more or less some formula to how songs are structured. And I'm now just hearing, okay, this is how songs are structured. This is how songs are layered, right? You can begin to really peel back this stuff. And it's just like the reason why, you know, some of the people, and even for me, right, the reason when I first started producing, like, why my stuff was trash was because it was super redundant. You know, it was just kind of like a 2-bar loop, you know, or the same 2-bar loop over and over and over and over and over again with maybe a little bit of variation. But it's just like, if you listen to, you know, like a song from Hit Boy, that's not how he's layering his stuff. Right. That's not how his songs are structured. Right. He's doing his stuff with intent, not just like, I don't know, throwing noodles and sauce in the air, hoping it lands into a plate and makes spaghetti. Right? Like, you know? Yeah.
Nah, I feel it.
Like,
I feel it.
Like, there actually has to be some, like, some level of, like, you know,
structure, bro. Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm getting paid now just to listen to music and actually, like, really, like, there's even sometimes where, like, I don't know, man, I gotta like get out the zone real quick and, like, kind of, like, get back to actually, you know, doing, you know, like shit, like getting busy on the tables, because it's just like, man, like, I just love this shit so much. So the love of the music, want to be a better producer, and then just, like, seeing it, like, I need money, and this could do that. So those are kind of things that you know, influenced me to become a DJ, and like, it's one of the things, man, I knew. Yeah. Like, it's one of the things, it's just like, man, this like, the main thing I hate that I waited this long, but it's one of the things, just like, man, universe time is perfect. Yeah. You know, it's meant to be and was meant to be, and, like, people can't hate in the scales, right? Like, a lot of times, like, I don't even, like, you know, necessarily tell people when I did start, because they're assuming, oh, they gonna be, you know, he gonna be trash, you know, because they're gonna be at it for this long. But it's just like don't let the year, like, amount fool you. There's been a lot of work that's been put in. You know, for sure, right? Like, you know, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym type of time, you know, right? Where it's just like, nah, man, like, I really
you wasn't there when I was in the lab cooking. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and so, but once I span, it's just like, one thing what they cannot say, right, is that, like, I'm not about my shit, and it's opened up doors. Like, one of the artists I DJ for, you know, Geechee Gotti.
I was just about to ask you about him, bro. So how did that come about?
So how that came about was, it was actually Summer Madness last year. Where in my opinion, I feel like, you know, Gotti bodied the homie Calico, but he, you know, that's who the battle was for Summer Madness 11. It was last year in Houston. DJ at the after party, killed that shit.
Damn.
You know, and it's just one of them things where it's just like you gotta stay prepared, like, 'cause you never know, like who's there in the audience. Yeah. You know. And so, you know, super, super thankful for, just for, you know, for that experience, that opportunity. Just 'cause, like, it is, you know, gotten me, you know, songs that I produced into, you know, artists' hands that I otherwise couldn't have. Right. It's gotten me around other artists that I, you know, like, you know, I mean, just, this might have been back in June when, Gotti had shot the Is It video with Peasy. And we, you know, fucking, like, you know, like, Compton, man, like, Compton, you know, shutting down, you know, Alondra and shit. You know, Peasy, you know, in the car doing fucking donuts, you know, like, go on YouTube, like look it up. Is It Geechee Gotti featuring Peasy? And it's just like that shit really happened, which is like fucking nuts, because like, niggas didn't get permits for that shit. Right. You know, we just fucking stopped traffic. You know? That's crazy. Just fucking stop traffic, crazy, man. Bro. And so just thankful, man, because it's just like, you know, you really having a plan, like, really putting, like, that time in. It, like, the hard work, you know, it paid off. It's continuing to pay off, man. So super, super thankful for for that opportunity.
That's what's up.